Shalom, Yahweh Shem Shabbat. Come to the brothers, Yahweh Shem Shabbat, the sisters, Lashawan Qadash class Friday, right? I want to get on the board the alphabet and what each of the Hebrew characters represent, as we know that the Hebrew, what you might recognize as Hebrew letters, we call them characters because they are a figure of the thing that we're going to describe. We're going to name them in the Hebrew, and we're going to name them in the English, what each character represents, all right? So, of course, Abba, Alap, Bayath is how you say alphabet, all right? Alpha is the first letter of the Greek alphabet. Beth is the second letter in the Greek alphabet, right? And that comes from Alap and Bayath. Alpha comes from Alap. It's the same figures here in Alap and Alpha, consisting of the A, the La, and the Pa, right? And Beth derived from Bayat, all right? That's where you get alphabet, all right? English is born out of Hebrew, all right? Now, everybody should be taking notes. You should know this off the top of your head, all right? Right? Especially if you're a priest, my gosh, if you're a priest, if you're a priest in Israel School of UPK, you are over every single individual outside of the school here. Yeah, I don't care if you're a judge, policeman, the president. If you're a priest in the ISUPK, you are over them in rank. All right? Now, the wa, right? The wa is a fish hook, right? I know we said it was wow before, right? We're gonna call it a wow. I can see a Native Indian call this a wow, right? Of course, the slave master in his books will write wow with a U or wow with a V, right? But it's spelling. The spelling is like this. Wow, right? That's how you spell it. The how to say this thing right here, right? So now the only way we could even say it would be if we connect it to say wow, or if you have separate connectors to say wow. As you know, the upside down connector means you pronounce the whole character, right? So you pronounce wa and you pronounce wa, pronouncing both the characters. If you have the connectors connected like this, right? If you have the connectors connected like this, you would drop the R sound off of the second letter that is connected to, right? So you have wa, wow, right? So it's going to sound like wow, like W-O-W. It's going to sound like that, how you would say wow in English, wow, right? And you want to try to get used to it. You want to see what I'm doing here, say wow, and know that this thing is wow, all right? We have it also with the tribes. We have Reuben, right? Ra'awban, right? Where is it?
On the wall. It's in the picture frames, not on the big thing. Picture frames.
Oh, right there, Reuben.
Yes.
Reuben. They say, but I see what you're saying. Yeah, come. I don't want to touch these. I mean, they're very neat.
Yeah, right.
And you know what I mean? The brothers over here is very, very diligent with neatness. You know what I mean? Okay. So wow, that's wow. All right. Now because of the wow, right? The sound of the second wow in the letter, right? because it ended like a wow, they formed the O sound out of that. So now we have a book here, right? We have a favorite book. I believe you bring this book out every week.
Yeah, right.
Because people don't think that the Lashawan Qadash is real. So they have to go there. They have to go to Yale University to believe that the Lashawan Qadash is real, right? Okay. So we go to page 3. Number one thing, right? It says the Hebrew, right? Originally, only the consonants were used in Hebrew. Are they seeing this? They can read this right here. Only originally means first, right? Meaning in the beginning, talking about Eber, talking about Adam, right? And Noah coming up, right? And the descendants of Shem going on the line to Eber and to Abraham. Originally, first, in the beginning, Genesis, Bara'ashya, originally, only the consonants were used, right? Now here's the waw. This waw right here is the same waw we have down there at the bottom of the board down there. This is the Assyrian way of writing the waw, right? The Assyrian way, or some people call it the modern Hebrew, because the modern man who's running around saying he's a Jew who's not really a Jew. He's Jewish, a convert from the Khazar Empire who wanted to have peace between the Christians and the Ottomans in the time of the Ottoman Empire and the Christian wars, right? They took this as their writing of Hebrew, right? Which Negroes invented. Negroes and Latinos invented this writing form, being coons in Assyria, in the Assyrian Empire, right? But this, nonetheless, is the wow. Now, here's the O they put on there, right? Because at the end, we have wa, ow. That's why you get the oo sound too. A wow. So because there's a wow, a o sound there, and a wow. Now here's the forming of the o or the u in these European languages. All right? But originally, only the consonants were used. What's the consonant? Wa is the consonant. Wa is the consonant, right? And give me the scripture that says, seek ye the old path. Jeremiah. Right? Seek ye the old path. All right? I hope the camera is not too far. I hope everybody can see as close as we can get. I believe the school's close tomorrow. We got a deadly storm coming out here tonight. Yeah, we have a deadly storm coming out tonight. Tonight's class is going to be clipped, depending on whether the teacher was driving or public transportation. But the teachers drove here, so we was allowed to have class today. All right. But for those out there in the New York area, I believe. Also, give me the scripture that says, "Who can stand against my cold?" I believe that's the wording. You just Google it. Who can stand against my cold? It's a scripture that Jeremiah taught us a while back. Why we don't have camp in the freezing, frigid cold. You know what I mean? Okay. There's stories around New York. You know what I mean? How the Isupk used to go to camp in the dead of winter. Ain't nobody outside snowing, but the brothers were so determined on the side of the Lord to do the work of the Lord. They go out there and teach when ain't nobody out there, but that was not what the Bible was set to do. You know what I mean? So the brothers who was doing that thing against the will of the Bible, outside of the orders of Commandant Jenny Hanna, they all left the school. All right?
So you want Jeremiah first, or you want
Let me get Jeremiah first, the old path, right? Let me fit this all here in the row, because we want to get both these sides up here. Everybody online should be writing this down. Everybody online who be following, you should know this by heart by now. All right, you should know this by heart. I mean, ain't no way. You're a priest. You're a priest in the Isupk. You are the man in your area if you're a priest in the Isupk. You know what I mean? You're supposed to be the go-to for Israelite culture. When people talk about Hebrew Israelites, you're supposed to be the man to go to. You're supposed to tell them that Hebrew is the language. Israelite is our family and lineage. You know what I mean? The white man is a Hebrew too. He's a descendant of Eber. Hebrew means descendant of Eber. Let me write on the board. Hebrew defined descendant of a man called Eber, right? When you see Hebrew is Eber. Ibar in the Hebrew, Ibar, right? Ibar is the word for Hebrew. This is the word for Hebrew, right? This is the word for Hebrew, right? This is the man whose name is Eber, right? Name in the Hebrew is Sham. Sham, like Bahasham, right? There's a man in the Bible, in the English, called Shem, right? We all heard of Shem before, right? Right? Shem, Eber was born out of the lineage of Shem, right? When all nations was being brought into the earth again, who died in the flood through reincarnation, was being brought into the earth again, right? Through the lineage of Shem, Shem's name is name. Name also goes along with reputation. Reputation. Right? Reputation or even image. Right? Image. You throwing dirt on my name, you ruining my image. Don't destroy that man's image. Don't destroy that man's name. Don't destroy that man's reputation. That's what Shem means. Shem is Sham. Sham is name. Right? Good. And the name of the man called Eber is Ibar in the Hebrew. Right? And Eber is Ibar, and Ibar is Hebrew, and Hebrew is Ibar. I got myself lost there, right? 1, 2, 3, they're all the same thing. Right? Hebrew, English. Eber, King James Version, English. All right? And Ibar is the Hebrew. Right? And the word means past. Right? This is the language from the past. Now give me the scripture if I could, Babu Shah.
Come. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 6, and verse 16. Thus saith the Most High.
Say it towards the camera, right? You don't got the mic over there, right? No. Say it towards you can sit there, just say it towards the camera so yeah, the mic can pick it up.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 6, verse 16. Thus saith the Most High.
Thus saith God. This is what God said, man. Read.
Stand ye in the ways and see.
Stand ye in all. There's a many roads in life that you can take.
Right.
You can take the road of a drug dealer. You can take the road of a prostitute or whore. You can take the road of a murderer. You could take the road of a scammer. You could go to college. You can go work at 9 to 5. You can get a job. You could use drugs and say you don't want to do nothing. You just want to bum it out on some bridge somewhere, right? Read it again.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 6, and verse 16. Thus saith the Most High. Stand ye in the ways and see.
Stand in the path. Observe all the different paths. Look at them, and look, right? Look at the path of people that say Kemet is the way. We gotta go back to Egypt. Look at the way or the path and say, oh, Rastafarian is the way. We gotta go back to Ethiopia. Right. Or we Pan-Africans, we gotta go back to Africa, Ghana and Nigeria. We gotta go back to Gambia. Right? Oh no, we Muslims, we gotta go back to Mecca. Right? Look at all these different ways. Look at these paths. Read.
And ask.
And ask. And what?
And ask.
Ask in the Hebrew, right? Ask. Ask is Sha'ar. We got a brother in school. Strong brother in the school called Sha'ar. Right? Ask. Or ask in the Hebrew is the same as demand.
Right.
Right? Look at all of the paths and you should demand. What should you demand?
For the old path.
You should demand the old path. That's what you should do, man. Negro in America. You should demand the old path. The old path. Right? But going back to Africa is not an old path.
Right.
That's the stop before here.
Right.
That's not where we came from. That's not where we originated from. The scripture, that book says originally, the consonants were used, meaning the oldest way of our speaking was no consonants. The originally meaning the first, the oldest path. Right? Africa's not the oldest path. Africa was the last stop. You know what I mean? We gotta stop thinking like slaves. We gotta stop thinking small-minded. Right. We gotta look at the larger picture. What was the path that we came? And I want the oldest path. I want the path where we go all the way back through Africa, to the north of Africa, through the desert, all the way through Egypt, going back up to our homeland, the Garden of Eden. Yeah, right. That was within that was locked in around the 4 rivers, Tigris and Euphrates. Tigris and Euphrates is the land of Israel, right? That's our homeland. All right? People talking about, oh, Israel's in Africa. Tigris and Euphrates is not in Africa. Who the hell told you that? You don't got a map? You don't got Google Maps? Come on, man. Nigga. Brothers is not diligent out there. Right. Brothers is not diligent out there. Talking about Israel. If you see Africans in Israel, or if you see Israel is in Africa, you're not diligent. You're just not diligent. You're not the one nobody should follow. Right. All right. Okay. Now, Commander Junior Hana going to tell you the whole land of Israel on the map. He's going to tell you where every town is. He's going to tell you where all the borders is. People out there look at the white man's Israel today, the Israeli man. Black people in America are looking at the Israeli man and saying, yeah, see, that piece of land right here is Africa, because this strip of land right here is connected to Egypt and Africa, so this is Africa. But that is only a small piece of our land that the Israelis have. Israel and Gaza, right? That is a small piece of land, and that's not the Garden of Eden. The Garden of Eden, according to the Bible, stretches from where the Israeli man is all the way to midway of Pakistan. So how are you going to say Israel is in Africa? Right. Iraq is Israelites' land. That's the land that the Lord gave to Abraham. Iraq and Iran and Afghanistan, right? And the western parts of Pakistan. How are you going to limit that to Africa? You're not diligent, man. You're just dumb. Just don't know nothing. All right? Let's get it.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 147, and verse 17. He casteth forth his ice like morsels.
Right. The Lord casteth forth his ice like what?
Like morsels.
Spell it. So spell morsels. Morsel like a morsel of meat.
M-O-R-S-E-L-S.
He casteth forth his what?
His ice.
His ice. Like morsels, meaning when the Lord brings a snow on the ground, he's throwing it like you would throw a piece of meat to a dog. All right? You could throw it like that. All right? Keep reading.
Come. Who can stand before his cold?
Who? What man? As bold as he is, no matter how strong is he, right? Who can stand before the Lord's cold? All right? Definitely not you. Definitely not us in here. All right? We're not better than the Most High. The Most High there, he's bringing this cold to cause destruction. Right? The Lord is trying to disrupt this place. What storm we had now? 3 or 4?
What's that?
No, the storm. This winter.
Yeah, that's 4.
I think it's number 4, right? Yeah, man. They got supply chain issues. They having crashes, jamming up all the highways, coming up the 95. You know what I mean? They can't get no peace out here, right? And the Lord is doing it on purpose. Right? The Lord is doing it on purpose. All right. Oh, demand the old path, right? So sha'al is the word for demand, right? The in the Hebrew is ha, right? Old in the Hebrew is zakwan, right? Zakwan, right? So now ha is what we will call a preposition, right? A preposition, meaning it's positioned before. Pre means before, right? Meaning ha has to be written on the za in Hebrew. So here's ha. This is ha right here, right? Let me write over here, right? Here's a ha in Hebrew, right? Ha, right? Ha, right? And here's the quan. I'm gonna write the quan right here, right? The quan has to be written on the ha without a space in there, right? Right? Za quan, right? Ha zakwan. All right? That's how you write things in Hebrew, right? Path in the Hebrew is darak. Right? Darak. And of course, remember now Hebrew, when I'm writing like this, now Hebrew, you write from right to left. Where in English, you read from left to right. In English, you read like this. That's what even I'm doing the alphabet. That's what I do on the left side of the board, because I'm going to be writing in the English. All right? But Hebrew is the other way. Hebrew is like this. Ha, zakwan, the old. And then darak is the word for path, right? Or way or road, right? Or the old road. This is old path is the old road, right? Darak. All right? Darak. Right? Hazakwan darak. Sha'al. Hazakwan darak. Now you speak in Hebrew. The man, the old path. Sha'al. Right? So it goes from Sha'al here, right here, to here. Right? Sha'al Hazakwan darak. Ask for the demand the old path. Demand the old path. Sha'al Hazakwan darak. And you gotta say it. You gotta say it too. So whoever's at home, you gotta see what I'm right here, and you have to utter it with your mouth, because a language is meant to be spoken. Right. So if you don't speak it, you don't say I'm watching class. Oh, I'm watching class. Oh, I see that. But if you don't say it, you're gonna come to me one day and try to test me some Hebrew. I've been watching class every day. I watch class every day, and you can't speak no Hebrew to me. Then you see what I'm saying? Then what the hell are we doing out here? You know what I mean? The scripture says you have to strive for mastery. Strive for mastery means you have to practice it. Right? This is the Israel School of Universal Practical Knowledge. This is knowledge that you have to practice. Practical means you have to do it. You have to put this in your life today. All right? Okay, so you got to practice this. You got to say it. Everybody do. Say it at home by yourself. Say it 10 times. All right? Let me reword this, all right? Hazakwan darak. So let me just write this over here right quick, right? Right? So here we go. Okay. Oh my gosh. Got dead pens up here.
I got a pack right there.
It's good. But there's somebody to figure out the secret. Because because of IUIC, nobody don't use the purple pen. Oh, that was the secret way of having a pen to use. Somebody will figure that out and use up all of the purple pen. It comes out clear like black on the board. Okay. Everyone repeat that at home 10 times to yourself. What's circled in red? Sha'al Hazakwan darak.
You want that water, sir?
I'm good. It's not opening. Sell by December 31st. It's January, bro. It's about to be February. It's January 28th, right?
Gone, sir.
Man, I'm open. Oh, that's a good one too. Milk is in the Bible. We drank milk in the Bible. We had butter in the day of Abraham.
Officer Marshall Moss says the border looking blurred.
The what?
The border's looking blurred. That's
The
how
border is looking blurred. Look at that. The milk is spoiled.
Of course it is.
The milk is spoiled.
You can't turn those lights, right?
You think we got water in the back?
No, that bottle of water right there.
Bottle of water. What are you doing?
That's it. Oh, man, center.
Hand sanitizer. Oh, I see. We got water right here. You can't have that in the car or something, you know what I mean?
That's where I take them from.
Oh, done.
In the car. I even got to the windshield after this.
God. Okay. I hope everybody. Okay, so the screen is blurry, right?
You want black marker?
Yeah. Let me just look at it for a second and see what we can do here. Okay. I can still make out what's there. Hold on. Okay. Okay. All right. Look here. Look here.
No, I looked at two.
Okay. It should be clearer now, right? Okay. This is how it looks right now. Right? How it looks right now. This is a minute back on my phone, all right? So it should be a bit clearer now, right? We're gonna assume it's clearer now, so we're gonna continue, all right? Okay. Also, any questions online? You're welcome to ask any question, all right? Right? Friend, foe, brother, even other, all right? Right? Even if you're not a brother, even some Arab or Jewish man or white American, you're welcome to answer questions on the YouTube. Don't never come here. All right? Okay? You won't be let in, all right? Sha'al Har Zakwan the Rock. And I'm serious, you know what I mean? It's not you gotta go on the YouTube chat and try to talk and try to type like you black. You don't gotta do that, right? Just if you say you're a white man from Idaho and you have a question about the Hebrew, this is a Hebrew class, we might entertain it. We will get it. You know, if something popular that you hear out there, we'll get it. All right? We're not prejudiced on questions online. Okay? Sha'al Ha Zakwan the rock. Sha'al is demand. Ha is the. Zakwan is old. The rock is path. All right? Sha'al, demand and ask is the same word in Hebrew. That's why I got it like this, all right? Demand the old path, all right? So the scripture says to demand or ask for the old path. Okay? And that's what we did in the ISBK. That's where I'm wearing this. That's why I'm wearing this right here. All right? That's why we rock the shield of David. Right? Because Howard sits in David's seat. You see what I'm saying? He sits on the throne by seats. I'm talking about throne. Throne is the word for seat in Hebrew, right? It's the same word, right? He sits on the throne of David. And David, his name is Dawadah in the Hebrew, right? And da is this figure right here. So da, wa, da. Right? You put these, if you put these letters right here and make a signature, knowing that wa is your way of saying and, right? Your signature becomes this: two triangles on top of each other, because there's two triangles in David's name. All right? We bring scriptures like that out all the time. I don't think we need to get it today. Unless you want it, somebody out there gotta ask for it. All right, for the scripture, then we'll get the scripture. Other than that, that was not the path that we had for the class today. So we're not gonna do that. We're gonna get the old path. What is the old path? Allah. Ah is for Allah, cow. Ba is for bayat, tent. Da is for gamal, camel. Da is for dalat, door. That's the old path. And that's what we're trying to get right now, right? Okay. Avagada, hawaza, kata. Yeah, with the blue pen. I'm gonna continue the blue pen a little more. Just for a little. Go on. Right. Ta, ta, basket, ya. Ya is for yard, which is hand. Right? Abagada ha was a kata, ya, ka. Right? Ka is for cup, which is for the palm of hand. Right? The palm in your hands. Right? Tell your ka, la is for lamad, which is learn. Right quick, right? Teach is yara'ah. Teach is yara'ah. Right? That's the word for teach. All right? Yara'ah, right? Teaching. We're moving on this old path here. We gave you 10. We told you to say 10 times. You didn't. No problem. It's going, all right? Ask for the old path, demand the old path. We're done with that. All right? We're done with that, right? You're gonna ask for the old path another day. All right? Well, that's our objective here in the ISPK. We don't look for new things. Because we ask for the old path, we don't wear tassels on t-shirts. You can't look in archaeology and find Israelites wearing tassels on t-shirts in Egypt. In Babylon, in the Syrian Empire. You can't find tassels on t-shirts in no archaeology. You don't find no Native Indians wearing tassels on t-shirts. Right? Fringes go on garments. Because we ask for the old path, we don't wear no strings on belt loops. That's not the old path. That's a new path. That's a new path. All right? That's for by new path, I mean that's the slave master's path. I was gonna say that, you know. But yeah, that's the slave master's path. That's the oppressor's path. And why do I say the slave master? Because the Jewish man was the biggest financier of slavery. Right? The main slave masters in Jamaica were Jewish men. All right? You look for a book called something about Zong, Z-O-N-G, right? About, for those out there who's concerned about slavery in Jamaica, there's a book. Zong is in the book, is in the name. It's go on Amazon, look for Zong book, right? So I'll tell you about slavery in Jamaica, and it's going to name some of the slave masters, and it's going to tell you how all the main slave masters in Jamaica were Jewish, and nobody talks about that. Everybody make it sound like it's all the English white man. No, yeah, okay, the English white man, yes, but the Jewish slave master was out there making sure that you don't speak Hebrew no more. Oh, so how are you gonna go wear kufi now? How you gonna wear strings on your belt loop now? Come on, man. How you gonna want to speak the Jewish man's Hebrew and not your own Hebrew? Come on now. Yeah.
The name of the book is
You got on Amazon, right?
Yeah, that's exactly the name of the book is
Well, that's not it. Go to Amazon.
home over to and forward John Jamaican slips on the shirt.
Oh, God, that's it.
Conscious.
God. So there you go. Right? Zong, right? Zong, right? Zong by what's the name again? Nourice.
Nourbeese.
B? You said B?
Concert. Nourbe.
Nourbe. Se. Philip. All right. I read what we said just now. All right. About throwing the Africans overboard on the ships.
Zong. By poet M. Norbisi Philip.
Right? That's the author of the book, right? Go ahead.
Invokes the memory.
It invokes the memory, meaning the memory means you have to go back. You have to ask for your old path. Right? Go on.
Damn right. Invokes the memory of enslaved.
Of who?
Of enslaved.
Of enslaved
Africans.
Meaning that we was coming from Africa. So they named us Africans. Enslaved Africans, who was us. Nigerians were not enslaved in the transatlantic slave trade. The Ghanaians was not enslaved. The Ethiopians was not enslaved. The Ethiopians were never enslaved in the transatlantic slave trade. Right? Keep reading.
On the Dutch ship Zong.
On the Dutch ship Zong. Right? So this was by Dutch they mean from Holland or from Netherlands. Holland or Netherlands is the same country in Europe. All right? Keep reading.
In 1781.
In 1781. All right? Keep reading.
Of whom?
That's not too long ago. That's why I said the old path, right?
Right.
This slavery is not as far as the old path. You see what I'm saying? Keep reading.
Of whom? 150 were thrown overboard and drowned.
Right. So 150 Negroes was thrown overboard. That's your life in America, right? Right. And the Jewish man had a great part in your Negroid Holocaust. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. I hope I'm being very eloquent when I said that in our Negroid Holocaust.
Right.
All right. Okay. There's a book called Zong that's about it, right? So in your own time, if you want to, you know what I mean, you go look that up. You go get the Amazon Kindle or the one of the audio books. I know Negroes still don't read 2022. All right. So we came through slavery. They beat your eyes out if you try to read the Bible. So now you just hate reading overall. When you was allowed to read other books, but you was not allowed to read the Bible in slavery.
Right.
All right. So you know what I mean. And that's a misconception. That's a misconception that people say that you was not allowed to read books in slavery. Right. You read books all the time. If you was riding a carriage for your slave master, you look at the stop sign and you could read STOP stop.
Right.
A little more? Go ahead.
Thrown overboard and drowned on the way to Jamaica.
On the way to where?
On the way to Jamaica.
For all the people out there that's proud to be Jamaicans, you're not really Jamaican.
Right.
Right? That was just a stop on a slave ship. Right? It was one of many destinations of your family. You're not really Jamaican. Surprise, surprise. Now you can go to a lot of your sons that are born overboard or abroad in UK and Canada and New York. And Atlanta and Florida. You can go to a lot of your cousins now, finally. You can stop calling them foreigners. You can go love your family Jamaicans. You can go love your brothers in Trinidad now. Because you're not really Jamaican. You were sent there on a ship, forcefully, forcefully, right? The same way how your brothers was brought to Trinidad forcefully, and St. Lucia forcefully, and Grenada forcefully. And the tribe of Levi was sent to Haiti forcefully. Now you can go love them and stop being silly, being dumb. All right? Yakala ma. Go ahead, Ambakwash.
Okay. So that the ship's owners could collect on the insurance.
So the ship's owners, right? And we just said a lot of Jewish people were the main financiers of the ships, and they would throw the slaves off. You Negroes who want to be Jewish and go to the slave masters' synagogues, he used to throw your forefathers overboard. He used to throw your family members overboard just so we can get more money back on the insurance. It's no different than when landlords in the Bronx used to burn their buildings just so they can get money on the buildings. All right, the building is a thing. A building is made out of bricks. They can get it back. They look at you. They look at us Negroes like we were a commodity. There's a thing. Throw it overboard so we can get more money on the insurance. Your life was worth more. Was worth less than money. They didn't value your your Israelite blood. Talking about, oh, that's our brother Esau. That's our brother Ishmael. You don't know a damn thing about Esau and Ishmael. Love them, man. Come on, man. Love your own. Love the brothers that was thrown overboard by the Jewish financiers trying to get money on your father's soul, man. Come on, man. And that right there might even be a little bit watered down too, because it was said that 99 million slaves was killed on the way coming to the Americas. Meaning what? They tried to rack in a lot of money for you, right? You were worth more money dead, right? Because they gotta look at how much money they're gonna get if you get to the other side in America versus how much money you get in the insurance, right? So they say, okay, we wrote down that we got 200 slaves coming on the ship. We lost 150, and we bought 50. We got money for the 50, but we got more money for the 150 that we killed on the way here. Come on, Bukwash.
If I could, sir. We still work more dead than alive. So they got these life insurance policies. Brothers are scared to death for the woman they with. Sisters scared of the man they with. They don't know if they're trying to kill them to collect that life insurance.
Hey, your tax money is not enough.
Right.
Your tax money is not enough. Hey, here's how your tax money is not enough. Right? They're gonna put billions of dollars in the music industry to cause your kids to be drug dealers and murderers, right? When you're wanted for a murder, how much money do they get now? The court system is flooded with money. It's like $100,000 for each murder case, right? And then when they lock you up, they get like $50,000 a year for each inmate.
Right.
You worth more now. You ain't paying that much in tax money before you go to jail, before you did the crime.
Right.
Before that, you was working at McDonald's, right? You was making $20,000, right? $20,000 a year, right? A year, how much is your tax? Probably $1,000, $2,000. Nah, they ain't getting no money off of you. They needed to go to jail. They needed to be a murderer. They needed to sell crack.
Right.
You worth more money dead than alive. Today. You telling me the oppressor is not the devil that the Bible speaks of, man? You out of your mind.
Right.
Talking about we gotta love these people. Why are you making them kiss your boots like that? Why are you making shut your mouth, man? This dumb as hell, man. Got no goddamn sense, man. Right, I'm big of the Passover coming up April the 15th. Right? Last Passover, Commander Yana said something heavy, man. Lord, let us rise again so we can rule again in this earth, man. And rule over this earth, man. You know what I mean? The earth is out of whack, man. And surely this is not our place here. Right? America is not your land. You are not an American, Negro. Care what city you from. You care about your citizenship. Care about your birthplace. You are not an American, man. You're not an African American. You're not a black American. You're not American. America is named after an Italian map maker, a white man, Italian nut maker called Amerigo Vespucci. You're not an American. Come on, man.
Right.
There's no American language. You're gonna talk English,
Right.
the language of your slave masters for where they came from in England. Come on now, right? Give me some. I can't even finish the alphabet. Get so hot over this. It's a hot topic, and nobody cares except the ISUPK. I don't get it. Come on. And the Africans rounded you up to go on them ships. And you want to go back and love that? You want to go back to Ghana and love the Ghanaians? Man, goddamn the Ghanaians. So I hope a lot of them get COVID. And the Nigerians. And the Senegalese. And the Kenyans. And Obama's family. I hope they whole get COVID-22, man. Man, 99. My family gotta die. My family gotta die. So I gotta look at my kids today and say, if this child right here, I gotta look at little Kasham, and I gotta look back in history and look at Kasham and say, my son Kasham, 20 years ago, an African would put him on a slave ship to go on the white man's slave ship, sell him for money to go on the slave ship. And then the Jewish man is going to throw my son overboard so he can get money. I got to look at my black mother and look at the Africans who sold my black mother to the oppressor, and the oppressor would want to throw a woman who's black like my mother overboard so she can get money. You're out of your mind talking about we should love no Africans or love no white people or love no Arabs. Because the ships was bought from the Arabs. And the Arabs was like, oh wow, they shipping the Israelites, the Negroes, from Africa to the Americans. Let's make more ships for them. You out of your mind, love some Arab? Are you mad? You dumb? You stupid? Muslim? Salam alaikum. Are you mad? Make me want to slap this. Yo. La manasa. That's some hard history, man. I don't know why people ain't talk about it every day.
Right.
So that's a tragedy. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. People should be writing that on the walls on all the trains.
Right.
You already tagging your dumb street name on the train. You should be tagging slavery, Africa, the Americans, sold by the Africans to the slave master, stolen them for insurance money. Arabs, the Muslims was trying to make more ships to make more money off of your demise.
And what's so sad about it is that they don't beat down our brothers and sisters so badly here in this captivity that if you talk about the problems that blacks are smacking them in their face, they always tell you that, oh, that's the past, don't worry about that, you gotta let that go. But then they go out their way to go learn other people's culture and other people's past and history.
And like they want to go love. They want to go love. That's what people they want to love. They want to love that Chinese man, Zhao Meidong or whatever his name is. Zhao, I can't remember his name, but they love him. Right? That's the past, but they want to go talk about Prophet Muhammad. Y'all do you mind? That's the past. Every white Christian loves white Jesus. Well, white Jesus, right? Even that's not yours, that's our story. But you believe it's white story. That's a white story in the past.
Right.
Come on now. Meaning when they tell you that this in the past, what it really means, shut your mouth. We don't want to hear about it. This is my way of putting a tape over your mouth. This in the past, meaning they're telling you to shut up.
Right.
Every September 11, they're going to tell you to remember 9/11. Having Veterans Day and all that crap. Veterans Day, D-Day. And that's why I love UPK, man.
Damn right.
You know what I mean? Let me tell you why I love the UP. Okay, they can't see this, man. Let me get some of these pictures over here. Some pictures over here, man. Let me show you this right. This is what we have hanged up in the school here. All right? You see this right here? This is your black daughter right here. This is your black daughter's children. All right? This is what we have. We decorate the wall in the school with pictures like this, and we're allowed to. It's not illegal, right? We are looking at the old past, right? There lives two sisters and a Latino brother right there with them, right? Because we're the same race, and they knew that. All right. We love our family in here. We gotta not forget these people, man.
Damn right.
Talking about Black Lives Matter. I don't hear too many Black Lives Matter people talking about slavery. Have you ever heard of Black Lives Matter talk about we came here on slave ships, sold by Africans, thrown overboard by Jewish people for insurance money? You ever heard that? You ever heard the Black Lives Matter say this? The Arabs, the Muslims who are the Arabs, were building the ships, making more ships to make more money off of our demise. I never heard the Black Lives Matter say that. Well, these are black lives right here, right? If they mattered, you would care about how they got into this mess. Who's responsible for all of this, right? So there's a little more right here. Hang on the wall in the school here. I don't know if the light reflecting, right? The light reflecting, right? Right. We have right here. We got La Raza right here. Our brothers. This is who was in our school right here. This is our family right here. Right. In the situation with us. Where's the Africans when all this is happening? Right. Right. If these young black girls right here are Africans, where are the Africans with their ships coming to fight for their sisters, cause?
Right.
Where they at? Where were they at? Where was the ship that said, you know what? They at least made an attempt to come back and save their family. Right. If we were family. Made me sick, man, with all that garbage. Sick. Yeah, go on. I appreciate it. All right. And that's why I love this school. When I came here and I seen the doctrine of the UPK, the doctrine, right? And I seen the brothers who was here who cared about slavery and our family and our past and our history, the real history, right? As much as I love the history, I knew where I was home. I know this was it. I know I was going to die in this building right here. Yeah, right. I knew this was my place to be. You know what I mean? As much as I can be, I'll be here. Ain't not a week that I'm not here. You know what I mean? Because we love this place here. Big up Co-Energy and HARLEM. Yeah, right. You know what I mean? Big up HARLEM. You know what I mean? He gave us a home. You know what I mean? So where this spirit can live. If it was not for this, we'd be at home just mad, lose our mind, just probably punch the walls and it's a sad history. Right? You being at home okay now with Netflix and Hulu and the PlayStation 5. Life seems a little all right. You go to a job, you go home, you go eat at McDonald's. Life seems okay, right? But to see what it took to get to be where we at right now, you have the picture of a black man on the ground, right, with whips all on his back. You have the picture. You have to try to be there because it could have been you, yeah, right? Right? The brother with the guy whipped on the ground, dead in slavery, being whipped to death to go pick cotton, right? Or chained in this on the slave ship. Can't use the bathroom. Just gonna piss and doo-doo on each other on the ship. Your sister's period blood on the upper deck leaking all on your face, and you're just gonna sit there and just die in the funk and get sick. That was an actual experience. And on the ship, the people on the ship had your face. They had your face. They smelled like you. They were you. That's their forefather. And you are their son. How could you not? Man, make me want to cry, man. How you forget something like that, man? Come on, so ipa, taza. Tazaris side. Right, yeah, America should go down, man.
Yeah, man.
America should go all the way down, man. Yeah, man. Number one, you want America to go down, you gotta stop sinning. You got to stop all that. The sin is the punishment why the Lord brought you here to bring your family through this mess in the first place. Now you're just begging to get off of the job. You hope you're begging for a break. You can barely pay rent. The amount of money that you do not make. You're praying that tax season come every year, just so you can get a little relief financially. You know what I mean? You don't know you're in a sad situation, man. Right? Pa, taza, kwa. Kwa, ra, sha, sa. Kwa, ra, sha, sa. Kwa, ra, sha, sa. Right. Okay. So we're about finished with the alphabet here on the board. Okay. Follow along now. When you say your alphabet, a, ba, ga, da, ha, wa, za, ha, ta, ya, ka, la, ma, na, sa, I, pa, taza, kwa, ra, sha, sa. All right. A is for Allah, cow. This is a figure of a cow's head, right? Contact your cam reader for your alphabet sheet, all right? Ba is for bayat, a tent. Bayat, a tent, is also the modern day for a house or a home. Bayat. Da is for gamal, which is camel, the hump of a camel. Da is for dalat, door. In a tent, the door will be shaped like this, right? Ha is for hana, behold, the figure of a hand doing this, all right? Wa is for wow, which is a fish hook. It's a two-pronged staff you throw in the water, spins, and have a better accuracy on catching the fish. You call it a wow. Pass the wow, or give me the wow. Nathanya wow, or Nathanya hawow. All right? This is the language of the native Indians, who was murdered by the Europeans on the way here. This was the language of the Negroes that was brought over here on slave ships, while he was murdered for insurance money on the way here. All right? Za is for Zayan, which is weapon. We know that we all know General Hazayan. Right? My name is not Hazayan. My name is Hazaha. Right? A lot of people get my name and his name mixed up. All right? Right? Zayan is weapon. My name does not mean the weapon. My name is the wolf. Right? Salaki, right? Ka is for Kawama, which is fence. I'm gonna put one A here, I'm gonna put two A here. Ka is this figure right here, ka, right? Which is a figure of a fence. You put many of these and you create a fence around animals. All right. Also today, kama, a fence, is today even a wall. All right. Tana'a, right? Ta is for tana'a, which is basket. Ta, right? Today, a basket is even a bag. All right. Bag, tana'a. All right. your sisters in slavery used to make this figure right here to make a basket. Right. You have to get the willow bushes, dry them, and make a circle like this, and tie a X in the middle at the bottom, and then weave the other willow around the X at the bottom of the shape right here to create the basket. This right here is history of your mother's slavery right here in that figure right there. All right. Yah is for Yah, which is hands. Ka, right? So it's a figure of your hand doing this. All right. Ka is for cup, which is the palm of your hand, which is the shape that's in your hand. You got the lines in your hand. That's why they got this similar shape right there in the cup, right? Cup is the palm of your hand. La is for lamant, which is learn, right? This is the figure of a walking stick. This bottom part right here, of course, this is where they get the letter L from. You can see all of this in the English language here and there, right? The bottom of this used to be round because it was a walking stick that'll be held up to beat you so you can learn to do better, right? You got a lot of that in slavery. So learn from slavery, right? So you should learn to why you have to serve the Most High power and come to the Passover. You gotta learn to why you gotta come to the Passover, because going to the Passover is the law, right? Give me a scripture where there's only one Passover. Give me another scripture where it says, they shall not come empty-handed. All right, that's the Passover fee. You don't come to the Passover empty-handed, right? Everybody contributes to the Passover. All right. Ma is for Mayam, and the Lord gave you a tax return so you can get to the Passover, right? The reason why the Lord had the slave master, right, have tax season in April is so that you can file your taxes to get the money to go to the Passover. See what I'm saying? The whole duty of man is to keep the commandments. You see what I'm saying? Now, if you think otherwise and you just don't get to the Passover, you're a sinner. Because they could have got there. There's a law that says, the other law also says that if a man, where the journey is too far for him, he's supposed to have a Passover in his home. Another Passover will be arranged in 30 days, right? If the journey be too far for him. Now, if you get a tax return, the journey is not too far for you because you are well afforded to get to the Passover as the Lord wanted it, as the Lord designed. So you better believe the tax return for all Blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians, the mission or the task that was given to you by the Lord is to get to the Passover, and the Lord provided a way for you to get there with your tax return. Now, if you believe that it's not, if you believe the tax return is for sneakers and iPhone 20s, then you're just selfish and you're going to die in America because you love America more than the Lord, to keep the Lord's Passover, to keep the laws, statutes, and commandments. All right, Lamont is learn. You're gonna learn though. You're gonna learn. All right, no problem. Right, you're gonna get curses. Your wife's not gonna stay with you. She's gonna break your heart. Your kids gonna be embarrassment to you in your sight. The Lord got punishments for you. The Lord put us under the slave master. We gotta talk about this terrible history that we have to go through, where the Lord is the one that done it to you because you deserved it. All right. But the slave master ain't deserve to exceed the punishments that the Lord is trying to give us, right? And he's going to pay for that too. No problem, right? Ma is for Mayam, which is water. Na is for Nawan, which is sprout. Sa is for Samak, which is establish, right? It's a figure of flag, right? Nawan is a figure of the roots sprouting from a seed, all right? Mayam is a figure of the waves of a water. All right? This might be the water coming up on the seashore. There's no real description of why it's like that. It could be water in a cup. It could be water that's washing up from the sea onto onto the land, right? You go to geography class or learn about, what do you call geography class over here? When you learn about evaporation and condensation and the land. Science, what's up? But they got science as like living environment. Living environment?
It might be.
Well, okay, living environment is more like cells and plants and
Earth science?
Earth science, there you go. Right? If you ever had an earth science class, they teach water evaporates from the land and from the sea and goes into the clouds, and the sea goes out to the ocean and rains in the ocean, and then the water is washed on the land like this, and sometimes rivers water out, but they got the figure right here where this will be the land. You got no room on the board, right? That the land will be here like this, and the water will come to the land like this, and your beach will be somewhere right here. Right? That's what they draw, right? So the mark could very much be this figure right here. Right? Showing you the sea, our land was right there by the sea. All right? The sea in Hebrew is Yam. Where we was at by the Mediterranean, the sea was the west direction. So west, the word west was also the same word for sea, Yam. Right? As to how we get the Yam right here. Ma is a preposition to say of or from. Ma, Yam means of the sea or from the sea. Meaning if you go west, you're going to see water. Right? Because water is something that is from this place. This is a place where you can always, no matter what, you can go see this thing right here. It's right there right now in 2022. The same sea that was there in 2000 BC with the Mediterranean, the land is still right there and the sea is right there. All right? No problem, right? Down to I, right? Ma, na, sa, I. I is the figure of your eye. This round thing right here is supposed to be your eyeball. Ayan in the Hebrew. I, right? Pa, right? Pa, P-A-H, right? Or pa, ha, right? That is how you say the word mouth in Hebrew. Also, this is how you say the word here. Right? I've seen, I don't really explain, I can't really, we haven't really figured out, or the Lord hasn't given it to us yet of how pa means here. But when you see here in Hebrew written by itself, pa is the word used to say here. So, your mouth is here. You're saying come here, come to your mouth, because your mouth is speaking, I suppose. So, in other words, I guess it might be in a sense of follow this voice. Come to me, come here. Right? Or come at my mouth, where I can talk to you. All right? Come at mouth, I suppose. Right? But pa is also the word for here. But the word and the figure means your mouth. This is the figure of your jaw on your head, on your face. Okay? Now, tazad is tazad. It's from tazad, right? Or sad, right? The tazad is defined by the scholars as a T and a Z sound together. So ta and a za, sa. Right? I believe I have on the book right here too, right? This book is going to say T and S, which is fine too, right? The same sound, sa, sa. It's the same figure, right? Or the scholars might call it a sade. Okay. There we go right here. This is the taza right here in the Assyrian. It says taza is most closely approximated in English by the sound, meaning approximated, meaning they don't have this sound in English. That's why we're going to teach you taza, right? The taza is most closely approximated, right, as estimated. Approximated mean guess or a way to make the sound, right? Or so you can understand, right? In close proximity Approx come from proximity, right? So you can proximize this sound to your English curriculum mind, right? In English, by the sound of TS together. That's why you got TS right here. TS or TZ, as in hits. So the TS sound at the end of hits is the sound that you're looking for. We look for the scripture. Okay, no sweat, right? So hits. It's how, so the sound here is how you say that sound right there. So in other words, if you try to put a HI before here, you have hit sound. Take the HI off, and you're just gonna have sound. All right? And that's according to the books, all right? Right? And the curriculum in the ISUPK was built by the 7 heads who went to look for our history, to search for the old path, where the old path is all written in books. All right? So Tazam is Sad, which is side. The word Sad is side. This is a figure of a man on the side. Right? With this line right here in some of the old paths will be written as a circle. Right? And there'll be a line right here, another line that go across here. And this is his legs sticking out. Right? So it'll be written like so. Be written like so. Right? You have a line right here, and that same Irish line right here, it'll be like this. Where a man is lying down with his leg out. Because this is how Negroes sleep, if you didn't know. This is the quash. Right? Slacking, right? Just like my wife, right? Does your wife complain that you're taking up too much space in the bed? Go on. I thought it was just me. I thought in 2 or 3 witnesses, y'all. We got 2 witnesses here, right? This is how we sleep. Right? This is how we lie down. When we lie down on our side in the bed. All right. When your wife complains about you taking all the space in the bed, it's because of the tazad. Just side. All right. No problem, right? Kwa is for wash, which is a snare, right? And it's a snare, not a trap, because a trap, you can trap someone in the room. This is not it. This is a snare that clamps on your foot when a rat runs through the house. This is a modern. This was the older way of a mouse trap made out of wishbone and the bones, right? Okay. Ra is for ra'ash, which is head, a head on the neck. Pointy part is the figure of a chin. It's your head, right? Ra'ash in Hebrew is head. Shan, shah is for shan, right? Which is the figure of 2 front sharp teeth, right? 2 sharp front teeth. Shan in the Hebrew, teeth or tooth, right? Good, right? Thou in the Hebrew, which is a mark, meaning thou, mark the spot, like mark of the beast, right? Because this is not a microchip. Right. Mark of the beast is not a microchip. A chip is technology. It's not a beast, right? But there is a man that the Lord says is a beast. There is a man out there that the Lord says is like a snake, a reptilian beast. Mm-hmm. And there is a man out there that the Lord calls a dragon, another reptilian beast. And there's a mark that says that you are just like him. All right? No problem. How much time we got? None. Probably, right? 10 minutes, right? Okay. You have any questions online? No questions online.
I had a question.
Come.
Well, when we read the Hebrew, right? When they write King David's name, they always write. They write something else.
Oh, they write Dawayad.
Dawayad, right?
Yeah, they write this right here. I don't think it's all places in the scriptures. I think it's just Chronicles, right? Or is it everywhere? Let's look in 1 Kings right quick.
Oh,
right, let's look in 1 Kings. Because if you go to concordance, it's going to say that it's Dawada, right? Nonetheless, Dawayad is David. You see what I'm saying? Nonetheless, all right? Okay, let me get my tablet so just in case I can show the people online. So they got a bigger screen on the tablet here. You know what I mean? Okay. Okay, so So I got here my tablet, right? We can go to okay, let me go to the Bible app, right? Okay. This is a good app from Google Play Store, right? I'm putting David. Right? It's gonna give me David is in the Bible 968 times. Very, very important man. All right. Okay, Ruth. So David's name first appears in the Bible in the book of Ruth. Right? Why? Because Ruth is not a Chinese woman. That's why his name starts there. Because Ruth is the mother of one of the mothers in Yahushua's lineage. That's why her name is mentioned in the book of Luke. In the lineage, right? It's Luke or Matthew in the New Testament, right? Her name is there because she's an Israelite. Okay, click on the name. He gives two variations of his name. I hope this screen is bright enough, right? A little brighter so everyone can see, right? They give two variations for the name of David. The person concordance to get the concordance up on the app, right? It says Dawad and Dawayad, meaning there will be his name will be written as either or. All right. Okay. The same as 1730, and his name is Loving. Right? That's his name, Loving. Loving, the Y is like an ing. Right? Or even the other one would be beloved. Because loved is past tense. Yah is past tense. All right? So it might just be variations of how they said him. Like your name could be Bukwash. I'm up here to other brothers, it's just Bukwash. Right? Some brothers call me Hazahab because that's my name. Some brothers gonna call me Haz. All right? Okay? And his name is Loving, and he's not Pussy. All right? So don't if your name is not, you don't got some killer name like there's a brother in England called Dum Gabar. His name means Dum is blood. Gabar is warrior. Gabar is warrior, right? His name means blood warrior. That's a killer name. You see what I'm saying? Blood warrior. You know what I mean? So, either warrior, that's cool, you know what I mean? But if your name means love, Mayam's name means love, something like love too. I can't remember his name. Right? But his name means something like that too. And he's a serious man. All right? All right. I think his name means let love run like water or something like that. I gotta ask him again. Right? He doesn't. No, people don't really say what his name, the meaning of his name. But I think I heard of something like let love, because he loves Israel. He loves, just like us. We in the ISUPK, we love Israelites. Let love run like water. I think it's from a scripture, right? Mashak Mayam, right? Okay. So let's go to where is that? So it's Ruth 4:17 and Ruth 4:22, right? So we go there in our Hebrew Greek interlinear app. Also get that on Play Store. We're good app to have, right? Then we're gonna go to the book of Ruth. Should be in the beginning somewhere after the book of Judges, right? We got 4:17 and 4:22. We're going to 4:17 first, right? Good, right? And gave to him, right, the woman named, saying, there is born a son, Naomi. Naomi is a Hebrew name, right? Naimia, right? That name is not an African name. You got people who love Africa and going back to Africa, they love to name their children Naomi. Naomi is from the Bible, meaning it's an Israelite name, right? We gotta claim this back because all these people that talk about going back to Africa, they hate us. It's just silly, right? Right. So here, They say his name is David. Dawayad, right? As David, right? Right, Dawayad, right? Right. So what's going on here? Right? There was born a son, Naomi. Damn, Naomi is a dude? Oh, mother-in-law of Ruth. Okay, so she's a woman. Right? Okay, the neighbor woman. Here we go. The neighbor woman name saying, so this is Naomi's son. So Naomi's having a son. Right? And they call his name Obed, Iwabad, right? Meaning serving. Right? He, the father of Jesse, the father of David. So Naomi, right, was the mother of a son who was Obed, who was David's grandfather. So Iwabad to Yeshaya, who is Jesse. Yeshaya is the same name as Isaiah. The name of Jesse is the same defined name as Yahweh. They both mean savior. Yeshaya right here. I'll put it right here. Right? Is it going to say the definition right here? It doesn't, right? But Yeshaya is to say savior or deliverer, right? Right? And he's had a son too, whose name was David. Right? Now, if you go to where we was in Sabbath service last week, I believe school's closed tomorrow for Sabbath service tomorrow, right? But we was in First Chronicles like 19, 20, right? Where we talked about the Israelites who went to war with the Japanese. Today you call them the Japanese and the Syrians. So our race as niggas in America here, your forefathers went to war with what would be today called a member of ISIS or the armies of ISIS, because it was an army, it was not a man. Right? We went to war with ISIS and the samurais some 3,000 years ago. This is real Black history. This is a Black History Month. Here's Black History. Real Black history you're gonna get from the ISUPK. Yeah, right. You know what I mean? That's what you're gonna get. Yeah. Real history. Let me see if I can get some of that real history right here. Right? We got like 2 minutes, right? Okay. Let's get some of that history right here. We got 2 questions, all right? Okay. We're gonna get them. I'll be hoping for the questions. They wait for the last 3 minutes of class to get questions. No sweat, right? Y'all wish I'm not back here, all right? Your questions are more than welcome, brothers, friends, and others. All right. There we go. So when the Syrians saw that they were put to the worst before Israel, right? ISIS. They were put to the worst before Israel. Israel is Negroes and Mexicans and Puerto Ricans and El Salvadorians and Brazilians and all together, right? With niggers and Jamaicans and Haitians and North American Indians all together. This was the history right here, right? We whooped the tail on ISIS, right? And where's the other ones here? The Syrians. If the Syrians be too strong for me, right? Then thou shalt help me. Meaning we was a bit worried about the war because these were ISIS. These were the Allah Akbar people we talking about right here, right? But if the children of Ammon, the Ammon is the Japanese, who you allow as samurais and have cartoons called Samurai Jack, and all these cartoons about these ninjas in the night, right? We went to war with these ninjas. If the children of Ammon be too strong for thee, then I will help thee, right? Meaning we was having a war with ISIS and the samurais, and they together were a team, and all we had was us. Like all we have today is us. And guess what? No Nigerian in this story was trying to help us. It was we didn't receive no aid from Africa in this time right here. Right? Not one Egyptian, not one Ethiopian came to help us here. Not one South African came to help us here. But who would I mean the South Africans? The Canaanites, who at this time was living in the same land we were at right here because we let them live there. And did they come to help us? Obama's people. Hannibal people rode in the French Alps on elephants. Did they come to help us niggas? No, they did not. They didn't even want us to get there. The Africans was our enemy, man. 3,000 years ago. Would not aid us in war. Did not come to help us in slavery. They're not your family, man. Talking about some Moors. The Moors, it was in Africa, it was in North Africa, the Libyans. They didn't come to help us here. When you read about no Libyans coming to help us here, the Moors. The Libyans will be the Moors in the Bible, right? Before they was put under the regime of the Ishmaelites, the Mohammedans, right? They're talking about the North African, the black Africans in the north, who were called Libyans in the Bible, right? Not one Moor came to help us. Where's Ishmael out here? Ishmael was born here. Ishmael was born way long before here. Ishmael was the one who carried us into Egypt. But here, we are a couple years coming out of Egypt, a couple 100 years coming out of Egypt. For after 40 years, Ishmael is done big and a population, and be out there being Arabs. Where's their help? You talking about you want to go out to Mecca and be a Muslim and join the Muslim forces? You dumb. Some brothers I grew up with Muslim can't put his picture on Facebook because now he's a Muslim. You know what I mean? Don't know what you got yourself into, man. Brothers I grew up with as a child in school, Benjamites, man. Sad, man.
If I could, sir.
Yeah.
And what you're bringing out is so heavy, because none of these people came to help us because they knew that it wasn't their people.
Yeah.
But what's more important,
they knew they wasn't our people. Right. They knew that we not their people. Really. Yeah, right. Yeah, go ahead.
And it was more important, it was more powerful that we didn't look to them for help.
We did not look for Africans. What it says right, we read it right here. If they be too strong for me, then thou shalt get Africans to help us. If they be too strong for me, then we're gonna get Arabs to help us. If they be too strong for, what's the other one I said? The Moors. We're gonna go get the Moors to help us? No. La'ah, it's Friday, Lashawan Qadash class. La'ah is no in the Hebrew. La'ah, we did not look for them. We did not look for their help. Help is Izar. Izar. We did not look for Izar from the Arabs or Izar from the North Africans or Izar from the who did they say again? The Moors, the Africans, the Arabs, right? Arabs, right? No problem, right? Right, but what? Be of good courage. No cowards, man. No cowards. Right? No fear. Right? What's fear in Hebrew? Yara. Right? Yara is fear in Hebrew. All right? And let us behave ourselves valiantly. We ain't gonna act like no P-U-S-S-Y out there. All right? Gonna be a man. Let's behave ourselves valiantly. Why? For our people. This is not Martin Luther King's way. Martin Luther King's way was, well, I believe his birthday or something that was a while ago, right? And then they got Black History Month, but they're gonna make a god out of that coward Negro, telling us, making us getting bit by dogs and all kind of crap, blown down by water hoses, murdered by police, white police, right? Behave ourselves violently for our people, and this is what we're taught to do in Isupk. This is why we go to camp. Like, oh my gosh, the CIA is gonna come get you. The FBI is gonna come get you. FBI looking for criminals. They're looking for organizations where they're looking for organizations, right? Black organizations for sure, but the ones that are doing crime. We don't allow criminals in the Isupk. Ain't not one crime being committed in here. We obey the whole law, and we go to court to defend our plight, and we win. Well, let's go look up one Liberty Place out in Pennsylvania, where they did try to drag us through court, drag Commander Junior Hanna through court, and the Lord was with Commander Junior Hanna. And he behaved himself valiantly, right? Despite the millions of dollars that was being pressed upon the court to shut down the Isupk, to stop all Israelite speakings in the USA. If the Commander Junior Hanna didn't win that court case, IUIC could never go outside. It would have been illegal because they were trying to make a law to ban all Israelite speakings from that time. What year was that? Like 2014. All right, around that time right there. Fake Israelite camps are coming against the UPK, talking all this crap, talking about trying to create all offensive names for Commander Junior Hanna. You don't even know the man. talking all that stuff. You don't even know that he's the one, he's the reason, right? He sent by the Lord why you can even go outside and even have a fake camp. You'd be out there committing a crime if it wasn't for Commander Giuliano's fight against the court system in Pennsylvania, the federal court in Pennsylvania. Don't know nothing. We should get a newspaper like that, but we should get a paper printed on that subject, and you should be hanging up in the school here, man. We gotta try to remember that for next council or something, man. You know what I mean? But that's important information, and it's not talked about enough. Just put up One Liberty Place ISUPK. It's of course going to be, you have to write out Israel School UPK. You know what I mean? Okay. Okay. So now when we go here in the Hebrew, right? First Chronicles 19. What verse said David here? Okay, we got 1917, right? 1917. First Chronicles 19:17. Okay. Here in Hebrew, David's name is written with a yad, right? This is what Bekwashimaf was talking about. It's written right here, dawayad, and it gives the defining particle down here as the wad, right? So same thing, right? Origin, rarely, fully, dawayad. So what it's saying is you don't often see dawayad. That's why it says rarely, fully right here in the concordance here, right? Strong's 1732, right? Rarely, fully, dawayad. Perhaps, beloved one. The other concordance said loving, because it's perhaps. Why is it perhaps? Because there's a yah right here, right? And the yah in the middle of a word is a tense to say past tense, right? The ed, right? No sweat, right? Okay, good, right? Good. Let's get the questions. Cause we gotta head out now. What was the questions again? For sure.
One brother wanted to know what app you was using.
Okay, which one?
You know, you probably know both of them, so you know.
Okay, let me show you the app I was using.
Officer Lashawan Qadash had a question as well.
Okay, you can get his question too.
He says, Salaki, sir, how do you write and say Noah and Sarah in Hebrew?
Noah is Nach, N-A-C-H, Nach, right? Sarah is Shara, Shara. It's not Shara, right? Sarah means princess, right? So we have Yashar Allah. Shar in Yashar Allah means prince, right? He is the prince of the power, right? Princess is the feminine version of prince. So Shar is prince. Princess is the feminine way of saying Shar, which is Shara. Shara. All right, so Sarah is Shara, all right? Bible, Strong's. Okay, here we go. All right, here's the app right here. I tried all of them, right? I tried all of them. I use this one for my English only. Well, let me check this one. I don't believe it's this one. No, it's not that. That's not the one I use, right? You got a 4.9. That's good. You could try it yourself. You might have a different preference than mine, right? But this one right here, the purple icon, right? It's made by Igor Apps, right? So this is the one that I have, right? Bible Concordance and Strong's offline. Open it. It's the same app that I had. All right. Click on here. I'll click on top here. Right. Got the books here. Right. And this one here, right here. I click the S on the top right here. It gives me the concordance code for all the words that are in here. This is how I became the teacher that I am today. Through something called Charaktazar. Charaktazar is diligence in Hebrew. All right. And I'll take this and I'll read along in the Sabbath service, which is every Saturday. And I'll read along, and when I read in English, I follow along and see how to say words in Hebrew. All right. Let me get the other app. Hebrew Interlinear, right? Hebrew so click on Hebrew Interlinear Bible. So I put Hebrew Interlinear, it's gonna come up. It's a popular search, right? Because the Jewish white man is out there is beating you when he shouldn't be. All right. I tried all of them. A lot of them are not as good. That's why they got 4.2 and 4.4 and 4.3s. This one is the best one. It's made by Hagios Tech. Right, so you Google Play Store, the third one, the one with the white icon, right? I click on it, right? This is the same one that I have, right? The same one. It's done amazing things for me in the truth. It wants to update, we're gonna update, right? No problem, right? But it's the same one that I have here, right? It's updated. I was like, it's updating, right? You give it a second, right? But it's the same one. I have it on my tablet. Good now, I got it on my phone. I got it everywhere. I got it everywhere where I need it to be. All right. So on my phone, let me make the screen a little brighter, right? On my phone here, go on books here. I downloaded the Bible app 2 times so I can have it twice. Because we're zealots in here, right? Because I can go here, right? I can put split screen, right? And then I can go down and get the other one. And I'll be in class out here with 2 Bible apps on my phone, right? Going to 2 different verses at the same time. You know what I mean? So, Jeremiah Hyman, he pulls scriptures quick. He says, get this and get that and get this. I'm like, I got one right here. I go one right here. And then I go get my third Bible app with the concordance. Because this one only has the Old and New Testament, right? But this one up here got the Old Testament, the New Testament, and the Apocrypha, right? You got the fake books down there too. I like to turn that thing off. I got it on the other one off, right? So if I go down here, it should be off here too. Oh, it's here too. Good night, right? What we do is we go to settings, show Enoch, Joshua, Jubilee. I turn that off. I thought I turned it off. It's probably off in my tablet, right? Turn that off because they garbage. The books are fake. The book of Enoch and Joshua is not the same Enoch and Joshua and Jubilee that existed in real life. These were white man's books trying to hustle people out there, people who are lovers of the Bible, right? The book of Enoch has Abraham making a bed. I've never read it, but I was told by brothers who have read it. I don't got enough time for that. People who read the book of, I'm gonna tell you about something about people who read the book of Enoch and Joshua and Jubilee, right? Those are people that don't read the Bible, who've never read Genesis. Shocker, right? They read Enoch and Joshua and Jubilee, know it because the ISUPK doesn't read Enoch and Joshua and Jubilee, right? And they read those books for the reason, hoping that they could find information to surpass Covenant Journey Hana and the ISUPK, because they're give me First Maccabees 5 and 61. First Maccabees 5:61, right? They read those books as a way of trying to say that ISUPK doesn't have the whole truth. Here's the problem with that, right? You lead yourself down a bigger hole doing that, right? When you come against the ISUPK, right? If the Lord is working with the ISUPK, you try to work against the ISUPK or to beat the ISUPK, you are working against the Lord. You are trying to beat the Lord. You haven't read Genesis for sure. No way you've read Isaiah and Jeremiah. Don't know what Jeremiah is talking about. Don't know what Isaiah is talking about. You have no clue what's going on in Revelations. But you think you're gonna beat the ISUPK by reading some book of Enoch and some book of Joshua? The book of Joshua that you read today, they can get on a store from any old, crappy store anywhere in city USA, right? It's written by a white scammer from England. A white scammer from England wrote that book. You over there trying to beat the ISUPK. You fall in a bigger ditch, dum-dum. Don't do that. And Abraham never made a bed out of his teeth. The book of Enoch says Abraham took a teeth out of his mouth, put it here, and it turned into a bed, and he went and lied down in the bed, which is a lie. Abraham, who actually lived, didn't live that anime lifestyle. He didn't do that. He lived the anime. He did the ninja, the guerrilla warfare, ninja at night. He did that, but he didn't do that cartoon garbage that's in these cartoon books. The book of Joshua and Jubilee and Enoch is anime. It's cartoon. It's a comic. Like Captain Dark say about the Quran, it's a comic book. It's a cartoon. It's fiction. The Bible is real life. Egypt is actually a desert right now. Right? It's nothing but dust and pile of dust and rocks over there in Egypt right now. The Egyptian people are no longer there. The pharaohs and all that, those people are not there because the Lord led the Israelites out through the Red Sea. That was a real happening. You see what I'm saying? The chariots that the Egyptians followed the Israelites, they under the water. Oh, we got our tablet here. We're gonna get some evidence, right? That happened. You want to talk about magic and supernatural stuff? That happened. We walked through the Red Sea on dry land, right? Egyptian chariots at the bottom of the Red Sea. You get the wrong thing. Hold on.
Here are some results from a search.
Egyptian chariots at the bottom of the Red Sea.
Here's a summary from Pharaoh's Tribune. It has been estimated that 20,000 chariots plus the horses that pulled them were lost with the Egyptian army at the bottom of the...
There we go. Oh, was it saying something heavy a while ago? Egyptian chariots at the bottom of the Red Sea.
Here's a summary from Pharaoh's Tribune. It has been estimated that 20,000 chariots plus the horses that pulled them were lost with the Egyptian army at the bottom of the Red Sea. Wyatt's undersea exploration revealed chariot boxes, wheels and axles as well as human and horse skeletal remains on the seafloor at Nuweiba Beach.
There you go. It was an event that happened. Wyatt's on the sea. There you go. Name. White man name. They went deep sea diving down there in the Red Sea. He went undersea explorations. Revealed. Right? Meaning this is a real thing. Right? Chariot boxes. The thing that would do, they were holding weapons in the boxes. Wheels. They found wheels under there. They found axles under there. And they found human remains in the sea. Why? Because the Israelites, Negroes, Latinos, and Native Indians walked down at the bottom of that sea. Because they're at the bottom. Why are they at the bottom? Because we was at the bottom too. But we didn't drown and we didn't swim. Right? Bottom of the Red Sea, right? Humans remains, horse skeletal remains, because those chariots went there on horses. On the sea floor. Why? Because we walked on that sea floor. Here's the name of it. Nuweiba Beach. Hold on. Let's see if we can get Nuweiba Beach on Google Maps. Hold on. Nuweiba. Okay, so we got Nuweiba. There's a place in Egypt. Right? Let me see if I put beach in there if it's gonna come up. Let's just have a look. Okay, hold on. The Gulf of Aqaba. Hold on. So they have a Nuweiba Beach here. Okay. So this thing right here is what they call the Red Sea right here. This thing right here. Right? We was leaving Egypt here. We're trying to get to our homeland over here. We was being chased on chariots. So they said, so Moses led us out across the wilderness, right? So the other side of the wilderness is here. And we're trying to get north up to our land by the Mediterranean, which is over here. Right? But this is the path that the Lord took us. Right? And by the way, this is a lot of land. Right, being not mistaken, right? This is a lot of land, all right? So here's Nuweiba Beach. So we came here. This is this area that we was cornered at. We was cornered. The other Israelites were saying, damn, Moses, nigga, you brought us out here to die, you bastard. Right? That's how they talked about Moses, the man of the Lord. And the Lord, well, the people who taught that, they didn't make it to the homeland. They died because they came against the man of the Lord. Like how you will die if you come against Commandant General Yana. Think it's a joke. Right? Do not think it's a joke. So we came here. This is where we was cornered off at. We came here. Here's the path we came through right here. Here's the path. They're showing you this is the mountains. This is the path we came through right here, squiggling all through here, coming out to this open space right here. The Egyptian army is coming right behind us. We're like, oh yes, we're gonna die. Surely we are dead meat. The Lord said, nah, right here. Right? And by they call this the Red Sea, meaning when you here, you can't see anything over there. You see what I'm saying? It's looking like, oh no, this all this right here is blue. All right. And when you read the story, we was walking through here for a hot minute. It was day and night. it said we followed a cloud by day and a fire by night through here. We was walking there for more than a day. You know what I mean? And it was day and it was night again. And then it was day again. Probably took about 2 or 3 days to walk through this thing right here to get to the other side right here. To what is called the Arabian Peninsula. And if Israel is in Africa, right, then why are we going to cross the sea to get to our homeland? Because the sea is the deciding factor between Africa and the so-called Middle East or the so-called Arabian Peninsula. This whole thing right here over here is our homeland. But we're not looking for here because we got heathens down here. We're trying to get up to here. Our homeland is this right here. From when we cross the Red Sea here, all right, all the way, all of this, Yemen, Oman, Dubai, Bahrain, all that, Kuwait, with Afghanistan and all that, and the war with Kuwait and Baghdad, where Bush sending all the birds out to. You know what I mean? Syria and Iraq, where ISIS is at, where we whoop their tail in First Chronicles, ISIS and Syria, right? The Japanese was living over here somewhere with the Chinese, right? Before they was moved out to the Far East, right? The word East just means Asia, right? Iran, all this is our land, right? Where's Pakistan at? Afghanistan is our land too. Pakistan right here. Here's Pakistan, right? So right here, there should be a river right here. Should be a river somewhere over here that divides our land, right? Wherever that river is in the middle of Pakistan, right, come from the probably in the mountains, is the divide of our land, right? And this goes off into the Elamites' land, right? All this. Look, okay, you know our land by what is the desert. Oh my God! Because I don't think you know. I don't know if you know the scripture where it said the land is cursed, right? Because we left there. Our land is cursed, right? This land was called the Fertile Crescent. There's a lot of water around here, right? And it's a desert because the Lord made it a desert. So even though the Arabs try to, create artificial greenery in the land, they can't because the Lord is the one who made it not green, right? This will all be, as it was, the Garden of Eden, the Fertile Crescent with all the rivers. They can water the land, right, and make plants and all kind of life out there through our return. All right, our return is where the Lord is gonna bless the land. All right, the Lord is gonna bless this land right here. Right, so that's what we're trying to get back to. Israelite Negroes, Latinos, and Mexicans and Indians are gonna fill all this land right here, all this land here. All right, that's where we're trying to get back to. All right. So we're gonna leave our little ghettos that we have scattered all around here, and we're gonna go back to this land right here. It's a lot of land, y'all. Don't be mistaken. This is a lot of land. This is not a small amount. This land here, look at this. This land is bigger than Europe. There's England, France, and Spain, and Germany, and Italy, and all that, right? All that, right? Our land is bigger than that. Our land, right, our land is about a little less than the whole of North Africa. That's a lot of land. You know what I mean? So we can fit millions of people on our land. All right, a lot of land, right? Here, all around to here, right? As to why our table, right? We got a table that's made after the land. Right? I don't know if you can see this right here, right? We got a table right here. Me and Ashagapar made this table here. Right? We got the school logo. We got a school logo over here. Right? We got the Hawashai. We got this whole thing. This whole thing is what we got on the table right here, right? And we got the land here. We got the land that we crossed from the Red Sea, right? So this right here would be the what do you call it? The Nueva Beach. This will be right here. And we go over to the side over here, and we made our way north to a land right here. Right? This is the table that we made out of wood and you know what I mean, and epoxy to make this table right here, right? This table right now is worth a lot of money for what we did to it. Right? This table right now is probably about $3,000 right here because we made it. All right, and our land is here, and all the way to what? Half of Pakistan. That's where they got that land over there. All this right here with the shoulders on, that'll be Iran, because our people is coming for that land right there too. Because we never had that land before. We're coming for it. And we put a shield on that right there. And we put a logo on it. We put Yahweh Shai's name on there because that land belongs to him. And we never had it before. We never had it before. And Christ is going to see the day where he reigns over that land right there. This table is a prophecy in itself. This table is a prophecy. All right? That's what we got going on out here. That's what we got going on out here, right?
I like the scripture Isaiah.
You got the scripture Isaiah. Okay, no script. Let's get the scripture, right? Cause we done with the class. We're gonna head out of here now, right?
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 24 and verse 6. Therefore hath the curse devoured the earth.
Right. Therefore hath the curse devoured the earth, right? What scripture is that again?
Isaiah 24 and 6.
Therefore the Lord has cursed the earth, all right? Right, go ahead.
And they that dwell therein.
And they that dwell therein
are desolate.
And they that dwell therein are desolate, right? Okay.
Therefore.
Isaiah what again?
Isaiah 24 and 6. Right?
Isaiah 24 and 6, y'all, right? Go ahead.
Therefore, the inhabitants of the earth are burned.
Every day is a war out there in the Middle East. I mean, right now it's getting hot out there right now. Right? The Lord is mustering up a war with the Russians and Ukraine. Right? The Lord said in same Isaiah right here, 13 and 14, right? Everybody's going to return to their own people. So Putin and the Russians are looking to unite with their people in Ukraine, and it's causing a big disturbance on the earth. Right? You already know a couple months ago, right? The Arabs in Gaza was bombing the Israeli towns out there. Right? Iran is a ally of Russia. Right? And everyone's being brought down into the valley of Jehoshaphat there, right? Jehoshaphat is Yahweh Shaphat. Right? Shaphat is the word for a trumpet. This thing right here, this is a Shapar, Shlaka, right? This is Shapar, right? Shaphat is judge. Right? You got Shaphat is judge. There's another word that means judge, right? There's another word that means judge. Well, Dan is, what's Dan again? Dan is, I believe Dan is judge too, right? No problem, right? But Shaphat means judge, right? Yeah, you got Shamgar. So the name Shamgar is also a judge, right? But that there might be you got the Shah there. The Shah is a preposition, and Magar might lead off into another definition. But we're not gonna worry about that right now, right? Right? But Shaphat is judge. Jehoshaphat, Jeho is supposed to say Yahweh, right? Yeah, Jehoshaphat, Yahweh Shaphat, right? The Lord is judge, right? No problem, right? Is there any more there?
And few men left.
And few men left, right? And that's what's going to happen in World War III. There's going to be few men left out there, and they're going to be put in chains, and they're going to work for us for life, right? We're still going to get those passable scriptures, and we're going to head out of here, right?
First Maccabees 1 and 61.
Oh, let's get that too. First Maccabees 1 and 61. Talking about we was talking about the fake books, right? The fake books that everybody likes to read in hopes to beat the UPK. Right? Read that there when you can, right?
This is the book of First Maccabees in the Apocrypha. chapter 1 and verse 61. Thus was there a great overthrow.
Right. Thus was there a great overthrow where?
Among the children of Israel.
Among us. The Hebrew Israelites, as people say, have been taking great L's because the Lord has not been with brothers out there who don't want to be under command of Jehovah. So they go do whatever they want to do, and they go embarrass themselves. They go have Passovers at strip clubs.
Right.
Because there's an overthrow for them.
Right.
They go have transsexuals and tranny chasers running all through their camps.
Right.
Because the Lord is not with them. You have other camps that's teaching that they can rape. And actual child molestation going on over there in these other groups out there because the Lord is not with them. So there's a great overthrow in Israel because these groups don't want to be under command of Jehovah. Right. How do I know that? Read. Because here's why. Read.
They were not
obedient
unto Judas.
Because the Lord was with Judas
and his brethren.
Right? Because they don't. The Lord was with Judas and his brethren, Judas and his camp. Read.
But
here's why they didn't want to be under Judas and his brethren. Here's why they don't want to be under command of Jehovah and his brethren. Read. They thought. See, the scripture says your mind is deceitful above all things.
That's
Who
right.
can know it?
Right.
In the book of Jeremiah 17:9. You can't trust your mind. You can't trust your thoughts. Your thoughts is where demons dwell.
Right.
Your thought is where demons persuade you, and you can't decipher between right and wrong. That's why you gotta learn under another man. You gotta learn from men. You gotta have another man as your leader. You gotta come in here and say, cut out of one corner and say, yes, sir. Well, sir, that's not what happened. Sir, that is what happened. You gotta report. Because that is how you make the Lord be with you. Keep with it.
Right. To do some valiant act.
They thought to do some brave, courageous act. They want to go out there and rebuke everyone and get oppressors to kiss their shoes because they thought, they're doing a valiant thing out there. You know what I mean? They thought to do some valiant thing out there. But there was what from the top again? But because of this, there was a what?
But because of this, they were not obedient.
Because they were not obedient unto
Judas and his brethren.
Jehovah in the Hebrew, right? And his brethren. Command Jehovah and his brethren. Read from the top.
It's the book of First Maccabees, chapter 1, verse 61 in the Apocrypha.
Right. Here's why. Here's the result of them trying to do some valiant acts. Read.
Thus was there a great overthrow.
There was a great overthrow. They're gonna lead these fake Israelite groups out here, outside of the UPK. They're gonna lead us to death. Right? You're wasting your time. You made a mistake following those groups, all of them, every single last one of them. You made a mistake, and they're making great mistakes right now too, doing all of that, right? Good. Now give me the Passover right quick. Deuteronomy 16 and 13 and 16 or 16 or 13. Yes, there we go. Right, time to get out of here. It's snowing outside. Who can stand against the cold set by the Lord, right? So the Lord said earlier, right?
Psalm 147.
Come on.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 16 and verse 16.
Yeah. Sounds about right. What does it say?
3 times a year shall that slack. I think it's Numbers 9 and 16.
Oh, no, that sounds right too. There's one in Deuteronomy 16 too. There's one in Deuteronomy 13. Okay, read the one you got there in Numbers. Give me Deuteronomy 16 and 2.
16 and 2?
Yeah.
You don't want the one in Numbers?
You can read it. You can read it if you want. Yeah, get it.
This is the book of Numbers, chapter 9, verse 14. And if a stranger shall sojourn among you, and will keep the Passover unto the Lord, according to the ordinance of the Passover, and according to the manner thereof, so shall he do.
Here's what. If you are not in the ISUPK, you are a stranger. We don't know you. You're strange. You're a strange person to us. We don't know who you are. You are supposed to be there.
Right.
Right? You're supposed to come. You come down there to Cocoa Beach, Florida, and you're supposed to sojourn amongst us in them hotels down there.
Damn right.
All right? From the top.
Come. The book of Numbers, chapter 9, verse 14. And if a stranger shall sojourn among you, and will keep the Passover unto the Lord, according to the ordinance of the Passover.
According to how we do the Passover, as we do the Passover, as it says in the Bible, keep reading.
And according to the manner thereof, so shall he do.
He should do it. He should come down there, put his hand on the scroll, and say, Yahweh Shemel Shai Barak Yah. He should do it.
Damn right.
Right? He should do it. He should come down there, right? Keep reading.
Ye shall have one ordinance, both for the stranger and for him that was born in the land.
Right, meaning when he gets down there, he comes to the Passover, he pays his Passover fee too. He comes down there, when we go to line to say, how about Shem Shabrak Yah? He comes and puts his hand on it too, and stands in the line as one of us, right there with us too. When they're serving lamb to everybody, lamb and the unleavened bread is being passed to everyone, he gets a plate too. He gets the same amount that we all get. He drinks the wine too with us right there. He's in there with us too. Okay? Give me one verse up. Numbers 9 and 13 right quick.
Come. This is the book of Numbers, chapter 9 and verse 13. But the man that is clean and is not in a journey.
Right, you are clean, meaning you're not unclean because you didn't have to kill a man to stay alive that day. Right. Other than that, you would not have sex with your wife to be unclean that day. All right, keep reading.
And forbearance.
And is what? Wait. The man that is clean.
And is not in a journey.
And is not in a journey, meaning the place is not too far for you.
Right.
Because you got your tax return, so you can afford it.
Right.
That's why. It's not a journey because you can't say you didn't have the money because you had the tax money to get there.
Right.
Keep reading.
And forbearance.
And forbearance. So meaning if you are clean, if you had the ability to not have sex with your woman that day, right? And you had the tax money to buy the plane ticket to get down there, right? And the tax money and your tax money to pay for the Passover, right? And what? And forbearance.
To keep the Passover.
And you forbear to keep it. You resist from going to the Passover because you didn't want to spend the money to get there. Keep reading.
Even the same soul.
Even that same man and that same woman. Keep reading.
Shall be cut off.
Shall be what?
Shall be cut off.
He's going to be cut off
from his people.
You're going to be cut off from the truth. You're going to be cut off from the true camp of the Lord. Judas and his brethren. Commander and Jehoiada and his brethren. Right? Read it from the top again.
Come. This is the book of Numbers, chapter 9, verse 13. But the man that is clean.
The man that is clean, because he's in IUIC and he's clean. We don't even got a wife, but he's gay. You know what I mean? And he's in another group, and he's all these other groups. Right? He's clean. Right? Keep reading.
And it's not.
And he can't be too unclean because he doesn't believe in having more than one wife.
Right.
He don't got no wife bothering him for sex like we do.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Come on now. Go on.
And it's not in a journey.
And he has a tax return. I don't even believe IUS even charges them tax. So they got extra money on deck. Right? Keep reading.
And forbearance.
But he doesn't want to come to the ISCPK Passover because he thinks he has a thought to do some valiant act to have their own Passover in wherever in America they're having their own Passover act. When that is not the Passover of the Lord.
Right.
Keep reading.
To keep the Passover.
He wants to have his own Passover. He doesn't want to come to the Lord's Passover. He gonna mix his own Passover, which he thinks is right.
Right.
Keep reading.
Even the same soul shall be cut off from his people.
Your soul is not going on the ships when your people is going on them chariots up into the sky when Yahweh returns. You're not getting on the chariots. You're going to be cut off from salvation. You're not getting on. You're not going to be delivered. You're cut off from deliverance. Christ doesn't know you. I believe he said it in Matthew, right? Book of Matthew. He doesn't know you. You know what I'm saying? He can't let you go on the ship. You wasn't at the Passover. The chariots that will observe the Passover didn't see your black hat behind there.
Right.
Right? Now give me what I want. Deuteronomy 16:2. All right? Quickly, right? Passover in Hebrew is Pesach. Clean is tahar. Journey. One of the mothers' names was named after journey. Rachel. Rachel's name, Rachel, was named after the word journey or ewe. Right? Ewe was an animal that's named. They have journeys. Right? Her name is named after journey. Right?
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 16, verse 2.
Fifth book of Moses. Who wrote the Bible? Moses wrote the fifth book of Moses. A man who's rich, like Moses, right? He doesn't have to put a pen to a paper, right? He has scribes. He talks, and there's a man right there who writes for you. Right. Just like today, if you're a rich man, you don't write books. You talk, and you hire a typewriter right here, right? Who sits at the computer like the question mark right here at the computer, and who says, "Yeah, when I was 15 years old, I went to this high school, and I was a bully, and some kids bullied me." And there's someone writing it down, he was a bully and some kids bullied me, right? That's how the first 5 books of Moses are written, right? King James didn't write the book of Genesis or Deuteronomy, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, all right? Keep reading.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 16 and verse 2.
King James didn't write this, right? Moses authorized to write this. Read.
Thou shalt therefore sacrifice the Passover.
Thou shalt therefore sacrifice the Passover. It's for the go there and eat land. Sacrifice the money to get there.
That's right.
You got to sacrifice the Passover. Read.
Unto the Lord thy God.
You should do it for the Lord thy God. Read.
Of the flock and the herd in the place which the Lord shall choose.
Of the flock and the place. Which what?
Which the place which the Lord shall choose.
The place which the Lord shall choose. Meaning, it's not just everyone. We have a Passover here. We are in this group, so we have a Passover here. We're in this other group, so we have a Passover here. Oh, I don't believe the Passover was on that day. I believe the Passover was on this day. Did the Lord choose that day?
Right.
That's what I don't know. Which day did the Lord choose?
Right.
The Lord can't even choose you to tell you that a man can have more than one wife. The Lord chose where your gay leaders is at, your criminal cop leaders is at,
right?
Your thieving leaders is at. Come on now, right? Read it again.
Come. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 16, verse 2. Thou shalt therefore sacrifice the Passover.
Read.
Unto the Lord thy God.
Unto the Lord thy God. Read.
Of the flock. And the herd.
And the herd.
And the place.
And the place.
In which the Lord shall choose.
Which the Lord shall choose. There's a place where the Lord shall choose. And the Lord, I'm telling you straight up, the Lord is with Commander Johanna and is not with your cat.
Damn right.
Straight up. Both sides class.
Damn right.
You know what I mean? Damn your cat. Love the brothers in there. You know what I'm saying? Hope the Lord give you understanding to come over here, but Daniel cap and Daniel Passover, because it's not the Lord's. If it's not of the Lord, it's of Satan's. That's Satan's Passover you're having over there. Yeah. Straight up. Right? If it's not, then which one is the real Passover? But when they have these Israelite summits, they should have a summit arguing of which one has the real Passover. And why all of their other ones were not the Passover, and they should feel guilty about not having the Lord's actual Passover and talk about it and know that one of theirs, if not all of theirs, because all of theirs is not the Lord's Passover. Because the Lord's Passover is only in the ISUPK under Commandant Johanna.
That's right.
And his brethren. Right? Any more on that, read?
Concept. In the place which the Lord shall choose.
In the place that the Lord shall choose, because the Lord chooses a place every year. And that place is not Jerusalem. I heard a dumb brother in the fake Islam group say the Passover is in Jerusalem. The Passover was not in Jerusalem in Exodus. Dumb. Come on now. Dumb. Come on now.
To place his name there.
To place is what?
To place his name there.
There you go. Here's the place his reputation there.
Right.
The place his priest there. His ordinance there. His manner there. The stranger was sojourn there. All right. Other than that, is there any more? Anymore, right? And with that, I pass the class to Officer Priest and Officer 500 to question mark.
Clap it up for the class.
Stay right there, right?
Salute.
Curse salute.
Man of Israel, we're going to give one curse salute. Man of Israel, Majim. Majim Shabbat. Majim. Barak. Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Hashem, Barak Adon. Yahweh Hashem, dismissed.
Yeah.